Hey guys, what's up? It's Satrika. Welcome to my channel where I do art, student and lifestyle content. So if you're interested in any of that, head down below and subscribe. I hope you all have an amazing day and let's get into it. So if you saw the title, you know what today is about. Anybody who's been on my channel for any amount of time or just has gone through what's on my channel knows that I love bullet journaling. I think it is the most amazing sort of thing you can do just to organize your life. And also, I am a student. So there are a few bullet journal spreads that I love, that are essential, that I think will help everyone out there as a student. And so I'm doing this video. Now, let's pause for a second and see that I've tried the very viral reverse cat eye trend, and I don't know if I have succeeded a little bit, but I tried to make it colorful and tried to make it my own, and I think it looks cute. And yeah, and also I'm wearing falsies, which I don't do, only the accent lashes, but like I don't usually do this, and I'm not comfortable with falsies, but they seem nice, they feel kind of nice now, just at the edges. I think accent lashes are cute. Also, it's raining outside and there's a little bit of like repair work going on in my building. Don't know if you can hear that. So there's a lot of background noise and it's a little bit darker than I would have liked, but nonetheless that will not affect this video. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video and I hope this is helpful to anyone who might need it. I know a lot of my following are students. Actually, my portfolio video that has somehow blown up and done really well, I need to put a note in there to say, guys, don't just randomly DM me, just go through the videos on my channel before you go ahead, and because usually I would have explained it in a video in much more detail, anything that you might need, rather than you just DMing me with a random question. If I haven't, then you can always ask me in a DM, and I need to kind of put that as a note under there. And yeah, that was all this completely unrelated to the video that's there today, but I hope you guys like it. Okay, so the first spread that I thought I would do, which is probably the most important spread for all students, which is a class schedule. So the way I did this is I put down 5 columns, which is obviously the 5 days, Monday through Friday. If you have classes on Saturday, like I did last year for my foundation year, then you can obviously go in and add that column as well. But I don't think that's a common thing. I think last year they just did it to accommodate all of that. But yeah, so I put the 5 days as 5 columns, and then I put in 10 rows, which is for the hours of the day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., which I guess is when most classes take place. For me, last year was 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and I don't know what it's going to be this year, but 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. seems pretty standard. On the right side, I put in a key with different colors. You can make this spread as neutral or as colorful as you want. If you want to make it neutral, just pick up a black pen and write down which classes went in each box that you need to. But otherwise, I thought I'd make it a little bit colorful, where I put in a colorful key on the right side corresponding to each class, none of which I actually take. And I then chose to use those same colors to color them in the grid. The next spread is a more general schedule that I made, a schedule for a sort of daily, everyday thing, not only just for classes but also for tasks that you might have to schedule in, like homework or laundry or whatever. I even left our rows, like an entire hour row for lunch and for dinner, because sometimes one might forget to actually eat. And I did this starting from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. just because I feel like this is a pretty standard amount of time to be awake in a day for a student. I don't think anybody wakes up before 7 a.m. to get ready for class. And I would say 8 a.m. is probably when the early risers would probably either do something, or for me it'd be more of just a getting ready to go to school kind of a time situation. So I started at 8 a.m. and I ended at 11 p.m. And this schedule, as you see, goes from Monday through Sunday and not Monday through Friday, because obviously if it's a daily schedule, you want to use it on the weekends as well, just because sometimes you have work to do or things in the house to get done. Like last year, I spent Sunday mornings doing the basic tasks of cleaning my room, doing my laundry, all of that good stuff. In this particular schedule spread thing, I didn't keep a colorful key. I just sort of picked up a black pen and wrote what I need to do, just to show you guys that this is what it could possibly look like if you choose to do this. The next spread is a essay/project planner spread, where I put the title at the top of the page, and then I put in a section for the title of your essay or your project, and a section next to it for the due date, because those are things you want to keep in mind as you do it. Then I split the page into 4 sections, the first section being for research questions or project subsections or points to discuss in your essay. Second, for criteria, because you should know those and you should keep those in mind as you're doing the project or essay. Third is the structure or project order, what you want to put in the intro, bodies, or conclusion, or which order you want to have your project in. And the last box is for schedule, where one column is for point/number of words that you want, and the second column is for date you want them done by. You can easily split this spread into 2 pages, make a larger section for your schedule or structure or criteria or whatever you want and however you want to do it. The next spread is very simple. It's just a meal planner, which you want to make either every month or every week, just as you want it. And I've made 7 rows, 1 for each day of the week, and 3 columns, 1 for each meal. And that's about it. Spread would probably help you go shopping for groceries, keeping in mind what you want to make next week. Or it would just help you kind of visualize when on the day you usually don't want to think of something. So this would also help you say that, hey, this is what I planned for today, so this is what I'm going to make and eat. And it also kind of helps you stay healthy, because when you plan, you know that this is what I need to eat. And usually when you plan, you're a little bit idealistic rather than when you're doing it on the day. The next spread is a 2-page semester overview. This is basically much like a future log, but it's only very specific to what is going on in your semester. And I mean, like your due dates or your project submission dates or your essay dates or exam dates, anything that you want. So the way that I did this is I just split it into 4 sections, 1 for each month: September, October, November, and December. And then next that I wrote the calendar, and then I stuck to the key that I had used for my schedule for each class and sort of circled the date and wrote down next to it in that empty space what was happening on that date. This kind of gives you enough space to plan what you need to do. It kind of gives you a sense of this is what's going to be happening in the next week, and this is how I need to plan my week, and so on and so forth. And I made a 2-page spread just because sometimes you have a lot of assignments versus some months you just don't have any. But this gives you sort of an equal amount of space to account for both and keep that in sort of check and in mind. The next spread is a goal spread that you may want to set at the start of your academic year, which I split in 3 sections: term 1, 2, and 3, or you can split it into 2 depending on the number of terms that you have. And then I've given it sections, which is grades, time, and personal. Like for example, if you say I only want to have A's in my class, so I don't want to have anything below a B. Time, I would say, learn to manage my time better, or learn to put in equal amounts of time into all my subjects, or don't get lost doing one subject for a long period of time. Whatever, it might be anything. Your sections can be what you want them to be. For me personally, at the beginning of the year in my bullet journal, I did put in a goal spread, which was for 6 different goals, but that wasn't split by term, it was actually split by category, and I just found that easier. But I figured I should put this in here just in case you're one of those people who wants this. The next spread is an exam or project or essay or anything revision schedule. At the top, I put in exam. Next to that, I put in date, because obviously you want to know when it is. Below that, I split the page into 4 columns: date, chapter, notes, and revision. So you put in the chapters that you need to do or need to study in the chapter section. In the date section, you can put in which date you need to have it ready by or you want to have it ready by. Next, that is notes and revision. Notes is basically when have you made notes or you've gone through your notes once or whatever. And revision is when you've gone through them a second time just to be completely sure and to be completely in sync with what you need to be studying. The next spread is my very classic budget tracker. If you watch any of my monthly plan with me, I have this in my monthly setup. Basically, what I like to do is I like to have these 5 bars or 6 bars, depending on the number of categories that I have, on the bottom of the left hand page. And as I sort of use up the money designated for that category, I fill it in, just because I am an art student, I'm a more visual person, so I like to see it in a visual sense, that this is the total and this is what I've covered out of the bar. Just above those bars, I put in a target sort of spending limit per category, and obviously I put the title budget tracker on top. Next, that on the right hand page, I create a sort of table layout which has 5 sections. The first one is number, the second one is like serial number, the second one is item, third one is brand, fourth is category, and fifth is price. And then at the bottom, I put in 1 row for total. What is the amount that I spent this month? The next spread, which is the second last spread of this video, is a grades tracker, which I split into 3 columns and 5 rows, one row for each subject. The 3 columns are assignment, weight, and grade. So you write down which assignment and what weight it holds for your final grade and what grade did you receive in that particular assignment, and you do this for each subject. And at the bottom, I've made a sort of section for final, which is what was your final grade in each subject, given all of the above and how you did through the entire year. This is also one of those spreads that you could quite easily turn into a 2-page layout, depending on the number of classes or the number of subjects or whatever that you have or need to take or need to track the grades for. Or maybe you just need bigger rows for each subject, depending on the number of assignments that you received, and so you made it a 2-page spread. The last spread that I'm going to show you guys for this video is a pretty standard spread. You're going to find this in every bullet journaling channel's monthly setup or monthly layout, which is habit trackers. I think that keeping track of your habits is really, really important for students, and so here we are. One is a very classic mini calendar style, where you just draw out a calendar for each month and see sort of where it's going, or like basically you fill in each box with a little black circle once you do that habit for the day. Or you can create a sort of vertical layout or horizontal, depending on what you're doing, where you keep sort of a large line of 31 days vertically, and at the top you write down the habits that you want to track, and depending on the number of habits that you're tracking, you create a horizontal line, and the same thing, you put in a little black circle into each box as you do the habit for the day. So that was that. I hope you guys liked that video. A few spreads that I haven't actually used before, just because they weren't relevant to me last year in college. It's like the schedule spread, the class schedule spread, wasn't relevant because my timetable kept changing. So every week I would have to go into the UAL app and look into what my schedule was. But I'm going to have a consistent schedule this year, so I'm going to use it this year. And just the rest of them, I just hope you guys liked it. I hope it was helpful to you. If you have any other spread ideas that you think might help us out, as a general rule, me or even anybody else in the comments, just leave it down below in the comment section. Above all, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it helped. If it did, head down below and subscribe to my channel and leave a like on the video. Leave a comment telling me any of the spreads that you might use, or if any of them you thought were particularly unhelpful even, then I'll make a note of that, just for my own reference. Or leave any spread ideas that you might have down below. It really truly does help me out when you guys comment, so I hope you do that. I will link all the playlists and whatnot in the different sections. There is the information button and the description down below. And I hope you have an amazing rest of the day, and bye.